Welcome to Money Talks.
Hey.
We have Eileen, of course, again, our real estate ninja, to talk to us about what's happening in the real estate market. I know last time you just gave us so much insight, and I know a lot has changed the last few months. Feels like forever. But what is happening out there?
Well, the most recent changes, as I hope most people know about, is the stress test.
Yes.
So I feel that not a lot of people realize the impact of their purchasing power for that. So the stress test, basically what it is you're going to have to qualify at an extra 2% higher. So what that means is that if you used to qualify for a mortgage of $700,000 with 20% down, you're now going to qualify for a house worth $570,000.
So yeah, I read that it's about 15 to 16% lower purchasing power that's been lost.
Yeah.
The guidelines, the rules,
ruling.
The ruling is called B20, I believe.
Yeah.
And it takes effect in January.
January 1st. It does not apply to credit unions because credit unions are provincially funded or provincially ruled or regulated. But that, of course, would be the best question would be for your mortgage broker as well if you want to get really specific on the numbers aspect of that.
Yeah, it's and we'll get to that. But some of the questions are really more at the market level right now. And we'll talk a little bit about what that rule means because I've mentioned it to a couple of people and everybody gives me the blank stare.
So unless they were actively a buyer right now,
they wouldn't understand.
They don't, because obviously buying a home is a long-term process. So unless you're really seriously considering buying within the next 3 months or since the changes came out in October, so that didn't give us a lot of time. If the changes came out in October, they're taking into effect on January 1st. So unless you were actively in the market,
you wouldn't be aware of them.
You wouldn't be aware of it or the significance of how much it could change.
Because right now everyone has this emotional high, right? Like because that's what the neighbors
sold
for, that there's still, I know these couple that they wanted an astronomical amount of money for their home, and there was no talking them down, right? And like you're listening to them and you're sympathetic, right? But after month after month after month that their house doesn't sell, you're sitting there going,
So I think each individual seller is different and their goals are different, and I think it comes down to what it is that you really need and what you're looking for. And I think that, and you understand this because you're also in the wellness field and we've done a lot of work ourselves in inner work, and really, what is it going to take for you to be happy?
Correct.
Right?
And why?
Yes.
Why is this making you happy?
There's nothing wrong with making a ton of money. I am all for that. Right? However, you also have to be realistic, and at the same time, what is it going to take to satisfy your goals? And did you lose money? If you take off $50,000 off your list price or $100,000 off your list price, which is very common now, are you still gaining? Chances are you are.
And chances are the home that you're buying is also coming down by the same amount of money,
so on the
right?
the other side, the home you're also buying is also going to come down in price. Right? So it's really coming down to what the numbers are. What's it going to take for you to hit your goal to, whether you want to downsize or upgrade your home, what is your enough, right? And unfortunately, you can no longer look to the past. You can't look to what happened.
It's a new reality.
And it's a recent past. Yeah. So it's hard to think that, oh my goodness, I'm selling my home for $50,000 less than my next door neighbor did in Q1.
$50,000? I think it's more than that.
It's even more than that. I'm being
generous.
I'm being generous. Because $100,000 is a lot. Now it's a lot, right? You're talking a lot of money. Yeah, and profit for a buyer, right? For a seller. For a seller, it makes a lot of difference. Even a buyer may not make a difference, but in this new stress test, it does.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Of course. So talk about the whole stress test, and I know we're gonna have to write a little bit more because there's so much information that was in it. I don't think we could just talk about it,
Yeah.
but we can touch on important points. I think you and I are big champions of independent women and also of entrepreneurs, of course. And this stress test puts even more. Has it made home ownership for a single income now completely out of the equation?
I think for that demographic, it may not make as a big an effect because they were already hit hard by the prices.
True.
It actually might be
Very
better
true.
for them because if the prices stable out and stable down a bit more,
That is true.
right? So again, it comes down to planning. You're going to have to come up with the bigger down payment.
And also may be realistic too, because I remember when we bought our first home, my husband at the time, wise words, said, just because the bank lends you X amount of money doesn't mean that that's what we can afford.
Exactly.
Right. So I think in a roundabout way, it's actually doing what it's meant to do, which is
Well, I just read an article that Canadians have the highest household debt in the world.
no way, really?
Yeah,
in the world?
In the world.
Oh,
so
you should share that. My goodness.
So yes, it's not realistic to have a mortgage rate at 2% or 3%.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's more. When I bought my first home when I was 27 years old, just the other day.
Just last year.
Just the other day. Yeah, I think I bought it and it was 8%. And I thought that was pretty good. It wasn't in the double digit.
Well, I remember mortgages at 12%. When I first came to Canada, they were that high.
Yeah, that's high now, right? But I mean, the reality is it's super low right now.
But also T-bills were also paying double digits too, and and so everything was around the same level. But it is, or it may change the market that a single person's looking at. So I have to tell you, as a single person carrying a home on my own, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's absolutely crazy. Not just listen to me. Forget the financial. Is everything that comes with it. It's the maintenance of it.
And the care.
Right? The mortgage payment is the easy part of owning my home. Is everything else that comes with it. It's crazy, right?
And I think you're right. You're absolutely right, Carolina, in that it actually will help. It will help them plan better for the future. If the rates do go up, they're already in. It's what you can afford. It's absolutely what you can afford. So on the other side, hopefully sellers will also understand that, especially for those that are looking to upgrade their home, they're also going to be affected by the stress test, and their home for sale is going to be affected by the stress test. So if they're planning on buying what they thought was a $700,000 home, and they have a $600,000 home, their home is actually now worth $500,000, for example. I'm just throwing out some numbers.
By that 16%, right?
Yes. So does that mean the seller's home is also going to be reduced another 2% as well? Right? It could be. And hopefully it will. It will actually balance things out. It's just unfortunate because we're still comparing housing prices to what they were in Q1, which wasn't a realistic
market. Yeah.
Right? This is it. Of all the times of the year, this is the first 2 weeks in December and into January, you're totally in transformation. You're not on your regular schedule. Yeah, so it's great. I think it's one of the best times. And then even astrologically, if you want to go into that part of feng shui, it leads into February, which is the Chinese New Year. And I know we're in North America, not a lot of people follow Eastern astrology, but in the east side of the world, which is the majority of where the most population is in the globe, everyone follows the Eastern astrology.
Eastern it's not Chinese calendar.
Yeah.
It's not just the Chinese New Year. Yeah. We forget that. We always,
Yeah, so that's another tidbit there, but I mean, that's another topic.
Now, you had a fantastic workshop here not too long ago. are you going to be doing?
I would love to. And you know
Yeah.
what? The new year would be
Come
great.
January, I think
Yeah.
it'd be fantastic.
How to use the power of the stars and the cosmos
aligning
and astrology.
the year
Yeah.
with the right. Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that
I
would
think
be
that'd be
great.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Like as
thanks for
always,
having me.
it's such
Always
a
so good to
pleasure.
speak.
Oh, thank you. And you come back quarterly, right?
Yeah.
About so we
Yeah.
time it so that you come and you let us know what's happening.
Yeah, and then I can
update.
also come back maybe the first quarter to give you a market update to see how the changes.
Oh, we certainly are going to
Yeah.
be talking about that.
Really took into
And
effect.
you will be a Powerful Women today.
Yes.
You're going to be there for everybody that wants to meet you in person.
Yes.
And we for sure we will. We need to hear the outcome of it as it's rolling out.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know what's happening with our education portion of mortgages and financing.
Yeah, perfect.
And yeah, it'll be fun.
That'd be great. Okay.